Well, welcome back to fabulous Fifth Third Arena tonight for some Big 12 volleyball. Matthew Lynn joined alongside me is Aidan Riggs, and tonight it is the Cincinnati Bearcats taking on the Iowa State Cyclones. Iowa State, a nationally ranked team, number 22 in the country, as Cincinnati enters their final homestand of the year, with tonight the game against Iowa State, and on Friday at 6:30 versus Colorado for senior night. So two big games for the Bearcats to close out the year at home, and it all starts here tonight with Iowa State, a solid team, like I mentioned, 22nd in the country. Picked up back-to-back ranked wins for the first time in almost over 12 years, with victories over number 6 Arizona State, number 18 Baylor. The Cyclones ended Arizona State's 12-match win streak in 26-match Big 12 win streak. So a very talented team from top to bottom, a team that knows how to win when the pressure is on them.
You know, this is a huge matchup for Cincinnati. They're going down this stretch here. They're going to play against three straight ranked teams, starting off with Iowa State here tonight. They're going to welcome Colorado on Friday. Then they're going to hit the road and head to Tempe, play that Arizona State team that is top 10 in the nation. But it's crunch time for this team as well. They're coming down to the wire of their season. They're on the outside looking in right now. And you look at bracketology for volleyball in NCAA. They need some help here. 3 straight games against ranked opponents can really boost them up. RPI isn't necessarily in their favor right now, right in that 48 range. They're going to need to bump that up if they want to get into the field of 32.
Yeah, they absolutely do. Trying to push for that spot in the NCAA tournament here. Now just trying to find a way to get this win at home, and it all starts here with...
You know, it's a completely different vibe compared to the past years that we've been in this situation. We've gone down the stretch in volleyball when you had some previous coaches in town. It didn't feel like those late games meant anything, really. You were at this point in the season, you were just trying to get done with it, try and get some seniors playing time. Now it means something. You're still alive when it comes to the tournament. You need to win these games late in the stretch to find yourself potentially playing in December.
Yeah, you're trying to find your way to play in December and in late December, chasing a national title if you even can get into that tournament. Now Cincinnati with, again, 3 very crucial games late on this back half of the schedule. Cincinnati, in their series with Iowa State, is 1-5. The Cyclones have dominated this matchup in the past couple of seasons. Got to start here from Fifth Third with the serve. Will be Sydney Nolan.
Your first home event of a very eventful week here in Cincinnati when it comes to sports as well. We talked about that game on Friday night that they're hosting here for volleyball. Of course, the men's basketball game on Friday night. Football's got everything going for them on Saturday. And the pro sports are in town here on Sunday as well, so a big week here in the Natty.
So Carly Glendenning to start the first set for Cincinnati. Glendenning's serve is away. Now Iowa State trying to come out with the early kill, a team that knows how to get the kills at the net when it matters most. Nolan will drop one in. Now trying to set it up. Great dig by Spees, and that one is going to be a first point for the Cyclones. Good rally to start the match.
You know, that net presence has been something that Cincinnati has really relied on. Some of their star players, Carly Glendenning and Sydney Nolan, love to play up there. We'll see Glendenning coming in from the back there to have that chance at the hit. Got to keep an eye on them. They want to win that net battle. It's been something that Coach Tomek has talked about all year.
Brandt to serve for the Cyclones, and now Cincinnati trying to come away, and that one is wide. Just too much of an angle on that one.
It was the freshman Simatovic there on the right side that was trying to just pinpoint that one into the back corner. A little too much on it, though. I have more chances.
Morgan Brandt to serve. Iowa State up 2-0 to start this match here tonight from Fifth Third Arena, and Sydney Nolan, and that's what she does best, just knocking the ball down with as much power, and gets the kill for the Bearcats.
Yeah, that's her first kill of the night. She's 16th in the country in kills per set at just over 4.5 a set, so you're going to keep an eye on her all night. It's going to be one of many to come.
Tatiana Smojevic to send it away for Cincinnati, trailing by just a point. Serving now, trying to get a block. Cincinnati now going to set it up. Nolan again. Hit into the net. Now Spees keeps it alive. Nolan tries to go for the kill again. That one not able to fall. Now a dig, and now Cincinnati. Nolan again for the third try. Just sends one right back over. Iowa State now trying to keep it alive, and both teams fighting for it in a whistle, and Cincinnati wins the point. Iowa State touched the net.
Sometimes you just need that break. That was a great rally between both of the two teams, but Cincinnati's going to rely on those tonight. We keep talking about how good of a team Iowa State is, coming in nationally ranked. Sometimes you need those lucky breaks. They got to make the most of it here.
Simojnovic again for Cincinnati to serve. A 2-2 game here in the first set. Simonovic's serve to the middle of the court, and as simple as it gets, bump past spike, and Iowa State grabs the point on that play, and now leading 3-2.
I mean, talk about textbook volleyball there. You can't describe it any better. Just like you said, bump, set, spike. That was perfect from the Cyclones.
An unforced error there on the serve, straight into the net. That was number 5, Maya Duckworth, and sent that one into the net. Spees now to serve for Cincinnati. Serve is deep, and now Iowa State trying to come away with it, kept alive. Now the Bearcats moving. Iowa State trying to get the kill, and it drifts into the stands. It will be a point for the Cyclones. The power from this Iowa State team is being shown early. These chances at the net just being sent down, just so much power behind them. Van Gorp on the serve now for the Cyclones. Now Nolan trying to get the kill to go there. That one not able to fall. And just a teardropper from that middle blocker. Morgan Brandt gets that one to fall. 3-5. The Bearcats trail.
That was just a pretty little push coming right from that middle spot in the back line. Beautiful play there from the Cyclones to get another point.
Van Gorp serve, and now the Bearcats trying to move it. It's with Nolan, and now the Cyclones just trying to reset. Now the dig back over. Glendenning now Spees into Nolan, and Nolan gets that one to go. Her second kill of the match. The Bearcats now trailing by 1, 4-5.
That's exactly what the Cats needed there. They needed to stop that momentum that Iowa State was starting to build up there. Rely on your veteran, Sydney Nolan gets another one.
Sydney Nolan now to serve for the Bearcats. Nolan, nice deep serve. Now the Cyclones trying to come away with one, and the wall of Clifton stands tall there and gets the block for the Bearcats.
Look at that, we're bringing up the Great Wall of Clifton once again. They get another block there. We're tied at 5. We talk about Sydney Nolan. The Bearcats have 11 total attacks. She's got 8.
Sydney Nolan now again to serve. That serve deep into the court and blocked back down by the Bearcats.
And look, just like that, the Bearcats going on a run themselves. That's 3 straight points. Sydney Nolan gets another chance to serve it over.
Sydney Nolan again to serve. It's won her 3rd straight serve. The Cyclones now trying to come away with it and block down again, but just wide. 6-6, the score here.
I think we got something big brewing here right now at Fifth Third. There's a couple groups of kids all around. I think you'll hear some cheering after this point.
Now the Cyclones to serve. It is Jackson. Now trying to come down with it was Glendenning. Now the Cyclones trying to set it back up. Now the Bearcats with it. Spees, now the set. Glendenning trying to come down and gets the point. 7-6, the Bearcats lead.
You see some celebrations throughout the crowd there. Not as many as I would have liked, but.
Well, no, but it is
there
backwards.
It is. There we go. Yeah, there you go. The Bearcat got him into it.
Good old Bearcat doing what he does best. Gillespie serving it away for the Bearcats. Now keeping it alive is Gillespie. Now Spees, now back across, and that point not able to get over the net. 7-7 here early in this first set. Now the Cyclones to serve. Serve is away deep. Serve Glendenning was able to get on it. Now goes back up for the kill, and that one just a bit wide. Trying to go down that left side. 7-8, the Bearcats trail. I mean, that's a good look for Carly Glendenning.
Yeah, and the power you're seeing from both of these teams to start off this game has been really impressive. You've seen some aggressive hits from both of them right on top of the net.
Tia descended away for the Cyclones, and just not a great return there from Carly Glendenning. Again, the serve was very deep and down the line, and those are hard to find an angle to get onto to return from.
Seemed like it crossed her up there too. She was leaning towards her right and had to throw her arms out to the left at the last second to try and make a play on it. Might have been knuckling towards her.
Tia now serving it right back at Glendenning. Now Spees back over the top, and that was killed on by Gretchen Sigmund.
I mean, talk about another just textbook play there. Spees all season. You knew it coming into the season when she transferred here from Middle Tennessee State. I mean, one of the best players you have when you're just dishing the ball all around. You're able to find Sigmund there and steal the point.
Pickering now to serve for the Bearcats. Return deep on the Cyclones, and now trying to get the kill. Bearcats with a nice dig. Spees now back over the top. Glendenning not able to get the kill that time. Good block. Gillespie now setting it back up. Now Spees under it. Now sent back over. Controlled by Iowa State. A good placement on the shot there, and another point for the Cyclones. The Bearcats trail by 2, 8-10.
I mean, that was a no look too. She was facing the right side of the court, puts it in that left corner. Beautiful sitting across the net there from Iowa State. You're seeing the talent they have right now.
Now the Cyclones serving it away. Spees now back with Glendenning. The Cyclones struggling to keep it alive. Now Tia got under it for the Cyclones. Now Spees. Now back across, and that one is good. Paige Pickering able to get the kill that time, and the Bearcats able to respond 9-10, only trail by a point. Now Carly Glendenning to serve for the Bearcats. Glendenning and into the net. Just an unforced error the Bearcats can't have when you're trying to make a push for the tournament against a highly ranked team. Those are the points that you really want to have back, especially in a tight set like this one already is. Bearcats trail by 2, 9-11. Now Morgan Brandt, and that one long on the serve, so another unforced error. Two service errors, one for each team. Bearcats trail by 1. Samoynovich to serve. Now laying out for it was Tia and the Cyclones, and now killed back down, and that was great placement from number 5, Maya Duckworth. And Duckworth now will serve for the Cyclones. Leading by 2. Duckworth serves, skims over the top of the net. Now back with Spees. Nolan not able to finish it at the net that time. Now a block from Spees, and just getting back over the top. Gillespie is there with the dig. Now Spees back over, and that one trickled in. And a point for the Bearcats, now trailing by 1, 11-12.
That was a needed point. You're going to have this timeout coming up here soon, too. Whenever one of the teams reaches 15, we might take a timeout as well here on Bearcat Sports Radio when that happens. But still, you see the Bearcats are hanging in here right now. They're able to still have that presence at the net front right now, because they're still having some trouble, though, with the power that's coming from Iowa State.
Andy Spees to serve for the Bearcats, now just trailing by a point. Now the Cyclones going to set it up and get the kill, and that is what a ranked team is so good at, Aidan.
Oh my goodness, that was a powerful hit there right in the middle from Hendricks Walker. I mean, she is menacing out there when you see her jumping up there. The power that's coming off of that hand is impressive.
Van Gorp, the Labaro for Iowa State to serve and send right back over, and killed by Sydney Nolan. The Bearcats hanging in, not really giving up. They get down by a point or two. It's felt like they've been trailing this whole set, but they haven't caved in yet and allowed Iowa State to go on a big run.
That'll be a big point of emphasis this entire match, just hanging around with them, seeing if you can sneak away with a couple.
Nolan now setting it up. Now back over the top. Both teams just trying to keep it alive. And that one goes for the Cyclones.
Checking for the Bearcats, number 14,
Bearcats trail by 2 here in this first set, 12-14. Jackson to serve for the Cyclones. Straight at Glendenning, kept alive by Spees. That one just goes to the back left corner. Bearcats thought it was going to be long, and it wasn't. So now trailing by 3, 12-15 here at the first break in the first set. Yeah, we'll take a break. Off of that timeout, Matthew Lynn and Riggs back here from Fifth Third Arena. The Bearcats now trailing by 2, 13-15 here in this first set. Bearcats really needing to win these last games here, especially on this home stand, to try to make the NCAA tournament. Kept alive. Now the Cyclones sending it back into Tia. Now kept alive. Now Glendenning trying to go over. And still kept alive by Johnson. Glendenning trying to get the kill, not able to get it to go that time. And my goodness, what a strike from number 19, DeAndre. That one was just finished with absolute power.
You're seeing some of the top 25 teams in the nation go at it right now. Of course, Iowa State coming in the top 22 right now, and you're seeing that power that they have, and the skill is different from what we've seen so far this year.
Now, Tia to serve for the Cyclones. Kept alive. That one's going towards the bench and sent back over. Gillespie now controlling it for the Bearcats. Now the dig across. And now stuffed at the net. The Cyclones doing everything they can to just tip it over and keep it alive. Now Glendenning under it. Now finishing it for the Bearcats at the net. Gets the kill that time. Just the placement over the power. Opted on the finish that time. The Bearcats trail by 2.
I mean, you said it perfectly. That was all a finesse hit there from Glendenning. Impressive work there. Just able to squeeze that right over the front line for Iowa State.
Now Pickering to serve for the Bearcats. Tia sending it in, and my goodness, what a placement from number 12, Abby Brinzer.
I mean, the Bearcats are even having trouble reacting to these sometimes from the Cyclones. They are that aggressive against them coming out of this side of the Cyclones. Strong work from them.
Brinzer to serve for the Cyclones. And that one, again, just Bearcats not able to read it that time. It just feels like Iowa State is operating so much faster than the Bearcats right now.
It really is. I mean, you can see the speed difference between the two teams. They're processing everything really quick, and this is a big timeout for Coach Tomek. The opening set's a huge deal, especially for her in a matchup like this where you know you need to get something on there to feel like you're still in the game. With Cincinnati, we saw them in their last outing when they played at Texas Tech. They had the reverse sweep. They actually dropped the opening 2 and were able to come back in the end of it. But you know that they want to get out to a hot start in this one.
And Hendricks Walker already with 3 kills on 4 total attacks for the Cyclones, and had 20 kills last week. Has the highest hitting percentage in all of the Big 12. So again, this is an Iowa State team. We've already talked about it, with just so much power and experience at every position.
You know, and this is a Cincinnati team that's really trying to build from nothing, having your new coach come in this year with Coach Tomek. This team is made up of transfers. Of course, you got a couple big returners like those Sydney Nolans, like those Carly Glendennings. Everywhere else, you almost started from scratch. You were just completely redoing the roster. It's one of the big things of college sports in general now, of course, is having to rebuild and retain everything every single year. but they're still meshing together. This is an Iowa State team made of players that have played there together for multiple years. Cincinnati is really playing from behind in that way. It's something they want to build on next couple of years moving forward.
Yeah, you can see just how decisive and intentional a lot of these passes and ways that they're setting up chances on the outside is. That's just the experience of this Iowa State team. Again, the 22nd ranked team in the country here in Fifth Third Arena tonight. Now the Cyclones to serve. The Bearcats trail by 4. Simonovic not able to get it, and that one just went underneath, and now the Bearcats lead or trail by 3.
And it was just an awkward position there for the Cyclones. It dropped down a very weird place. They almost hit the old 6-7 trying to hit that one up, but able to get away with it. The point goes to the Bearcats.
Now Glendenning to serve, and that one.
I've never got you that good.
No,
That was a good one.
No, that one was a really good one. I mean, because you described it so perfectly. I mean, it really was the 6-7. And now the Bearcats trail by 2. Glendenning gets the ace. 16-18 the score. Tia now with the dig. And now the Bearcats trying to keep it alive. That one not able to go. Duckworth was able to get the placement on that one. Bearcats trail by 3, 16-19 here in this opening set. Morgan Brandt to serve it for the Cyclones. Now Nolan trying to go get the kill and still kept alive, drifting towards the scorer's table.
That's the second time tonight we've almost seen the ESPN Plus crew over there get taken out. I mean,
know.
you don't see that very often where they're just getting away from it. I'm wondering if it's some of that power and all the execution that's being going on both sides, the extra spin. They're not used to. It's creating some awkward angles in some of these balls.
Now the Bearcats trailing by 2. Simonovic's serve, a service error. And now she'll leave. Gillespie will come back in. Now Duckworth for the Cyclones, leading by 3, just needing 5 points to close out the set. The Cyclones do. Now Spees. Now the Cyclones trying to get it, and kept alive by the Bearcats. Nolan tries to get one and go over, blocked, and now sent back up by Glendenning with the dig. Now back to Nolan. Nolan gets it in the corner for the kill.
There's a couple players that when they go up to hit the ball, they're just terrifying. I mentioned earlier it was Hendricks Walker for Iowa State, but man, Carly Glendenning and Sydney Nolan for Cincinnati. It is terrifying when you see them going up for the ball. You see that power that came there from Nolan. Impressive work.
Now Spees to serve for the Bearcats. Trailing by 2 in this first set, 18-20. And again, that power on display there from the kill from Tia. Now the Cyclones leading by 3, 18-21. Now Nolan for the Bearcats, and that one killed again at the net, and the Cyclones are just moving with so much pace and tempo, and it's really on display. And the Bearcats, every time they try to crawl their way back in, they just get the door kind of shut on them, kind of trim it down to 1 or 2 points, and then the Cyclones are able to get 2, 3 in a row. Now just needing 3 more points to close out the first set.
Iowa State has just been ready every single time against the Cincinnati team. I mean, it's been really impressive whenever the Bearcats have tried to claw their way back in. They get hit immediately within their Cyclones, just taking them out and ruining all of their momentum. Really impressive work from Iowa State.
Yeah, again, the 22nd best team in the country on display in Fifth Third Arena. Again, like you mentioned, Aidan, a busy week here in the Queen City. We've got big noon kickoff on Saturday, Louisville and Cincinnati. Basketball, men's basketball playing on Friday downtown, Heritage Bank Center. It's going to be a good time. You'll be on the call for that one.
This is probably the biggest weekend that I can think of since I've been here when it comes to big-time teams coming into Cincinnati and playing. You know, we've had some where it's been either UC's been on the road in some way and had a huge game. Everything's happening here in the city of Cincinnati this weekend. Of course, Louisville comes in Friday night, top 10 team in the nation. BYU comes in Saturday. They're number 11th as of last night in the CFP poll. Then it's not even mentioned Sunday. You've got one of the best teams in the NFL coming in, and the Patriots to play the Bengals. And oh yeah, Sunday night you got a man named Lionel Messi. It's going to be in town playing against FCC. Everything that you could ever want when you think of a Cincinnati sports weekend, except for the Reds potentially playing in a playoff game that will never happen, is going to be happening this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, between, you have the NFL leader for MVP right now in Drake May, and you have the greatest soccer player of all time on that Sunday. So just everything going on here in the Queen City as we start on this Wednesday, now approaching the weekend. Now the Cyclones start out of that timeout and get the kill in quick succession. That was Tia again.
I do want to clarify. It's Drake May. Just so everyone out there knows who we're talking about. But the Cyclones, they give one away on this last point, but still impressive work from them on the net front. When Cincinnati's battle in there, it's one of the things I've mentioned a couple times. Bearcats want to win that net battle. Iowa State came to play.
Now Sydney Nolan to serve for the Bearcats. The Cyclones just need 2 more points to take this first set. Nolan serve deep into the left corner. And again, that is just Tia just hammering down those kills. And that power is just so on display early in this first set.
I mean, it really is. It's been every single time Iowa State has had it, and they got a chance to close this one out.
Set point, Jackson to serve for the Cyclones. Jackson serve straight at Glendenning. Now Glendenning trying to keep it alive, and she does. The Bearcats now trailing by 4, 20-24.
You're going to need a run here, but it's a run that they have already done tonight. You just got to get 4 here to keep this one alive. Very much in play for this Bearcat team.
Gillespie to serve. Now sent in the middle of that Cyclone team, and that closes out the set for the Cyclones. The Cyclones take the first set 25-20.
Definitely not how they wanted it to end. They had a little bit of momentum throughout, but that last point just gets to them. They're going to head to a little break here. We'll take a break ourselves here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Welcome back here to Fifth Third Arena. This matchup between the Cincinnati Bearcats and the Iowa State Cyclones. 1-0 Iowa State leads after the opening set here from Cincinnati, Ohio. It was a fiery set between the two squads. Iowa State coming in as a 22nd ranked team in the entire nation. Big matchup for Cincinnati. They hung in there. That first set just wasn't quite enough.
Yeah, it wasn't enough, and they were kind of always lingering in that set where the door never really felt like it was closed. They were always about 3 to 4 points kind of behind. So they were able to hang with this Iowa State Cyclone team. Again, they had the reverse sweep last week, and that was a big win, and that's definitely a momentum booster for the Cincinnati side, knowing that you can do it. Just down a set, and they only lost by 5. So Cincinnati hoping that you can kind of make those first half adjustments, a couple service errors, looking to clean those small things up.
Iowa State's going to start this thing out. They send it across the net. Cincinnati's back line making a play on it. First strike of this set for Nolan. They're going to say it was blocked by Iowa State and went out of bounds, so a point to the Cats.
Yeah, just Cindy Nolan. Sometimes the best thing to do is just blast it right at the people in front of you, and that's exactly what she did.
Cincinnati leads early here in set number 2 after losing the opening set to the Cyclones. That one goes right to the middle of the court for Iowa State. This return deflects off a Cat and out of bounds. It's going to be a point to the Cyclones. So Iowa State gets their first point of this second set. Stepping back for this service from Emily Maya Duckworth. Duckworth's already got 7 total attacks to go with her 3 kills tonight. Nolan with the hit, and she gets one herself. Sydney Nolan on that left side for Cincinnati, her 7th kill tonight.
Yeah, Sydney Nolan gets that 7th kill, and they really just need to work it to the outside and just use those outside hitters to their advantage. That is where their offensive production lies, is on that wing.
Comes Carly Glendenning. We're going to send this one over, make that Andy Spees that sends it over for Cincinnati. Iowa State had a hit on that one. Cincinnati with the bump set. Just slightly sends it over the net, but Iowa State is ready to finish that one right in the face of Lily Gillespie.
And even though we're only 4 points into the match, to the set, it just feels like that first set where it's just going to be back and forth.
Cincinnati looking to return this one. Left side, Nolan deflected at the net and out of bounds for a Cincinnati point. So the Cats hanging in there once again as they lead 3-2. Nolan's going to step back and take this serve herself for Cincy. 18 total attacks on the day for her. She sends that one right into the net for the service error. 3-3 is your score between the Cats and the Cyclones.
Both teams also now with 3 service errors.
It's going to be something that Cincinnati really wants to improve going forward here. Self-inflicted wounds, taking opportunities away. And here comes Iowa State with their own that goes off the net. And that one's in. It dropped right in front of the Cincinnati backline. That's just a perfect serve when you think about it to earn that point.
Yeah, and again, I mean, that's where you wish it was tennis. It hits the top of the net, goes in the box. It's a let, just not in volleyball, unfortunately.
Have a lot of experience with that?
Yeah.
Sent over the net by Iowa State, and here comes Cincinnati on the return. Glendenning gets it over. She's able to send it down to the ground and gets to the point where it's tied back and forth.
Both teams really trying to hang in this thing, even though it is for Iowa State. Again, ranked 22nd. A loss here would kind of knock them out of that top 25 spot.
Crunch time for both of these teams trying to make it into the NCAA tournament. A missed hit there from Iowa State as it goes 2 rows deep and gives Cincinnati another point on the ace. Good floating ball on that last one from Lily Gillespie. She'll look to do it again here. Gillespie sends it over. Iowa State with the return. What a hit. Just to send that into the ground right in the middle. A strong return from the Cyclones.
You know, might not have had the power on it, but just the placement is everything. With that hit, just dropped right down, and it got down quick.
It was Morgan Brandt with that one with the fake set that she sent over the net. Here comes Iowa State. Tia sends it across. Dug out by Johnson. The hit from Glendenning was knocked out. They're going to say that was in. So the point goes to Iowa State. Glendenning didn't love the call.
Yeah, it looks like it might have drifted on the left side of that white line. No review, no challenge rather, but.
Comes Iowa State. Tia once again. Dug out by Glendenning, then set by Spies. Good dig there from Iowa State. Right at the net front, Glendenning finishes that one, point to the Bearcats.
Yeah, Carly Glendenning is able to get it to go. 6-6.
6 is on the board. A couple fans in here want 1 point for Iowa State just to get a certain score up there. Sent over the net by the Bearcats. Return from Iowa State. It's dug out by Cincy. Glendenning at the net. Good dig there once again by the Iowa State libero. Just back and forth they go. Right at the net, we're going to get a net violation against Cincinnati. And your score is 6-7 in favor of Iowa State, and the kids lose their mind.
Well, second time tonight, the score's been 6-7. And you know, that kid section loving it. The Bearcat got him to go the first time. They recognized it this time, though.
Bearcat has disappeared as well. We'll have to keep an eye out for him. Iowa State sends it across. Good dig there from Cincy. Glendenning at the net front. Good block there by Iowa State, and the deflection sent over everything. Oh, they're going to say that was in. Another point goes to Iowa State. That was a close one right on that back left corner of the Bearcats.
Yeah, I mean, you really can't do anything about that. Just goes over your head and just touches down on that back left corner.
Iowa State leads 8-6 here in set number 2. That one's going to go over the heads of the Bearcats, make that 8-7 in favor of Iowa State. Bearcats holding in once again in this one. Saw it a lot during that first set that Iowa State pulled away 25-20. Cincinnati was just hanging in there trying to sneak away with it. A great service there from Glendenning. The block from the Bearcats goes straight down.
Samoyedovich and Spies able to get there and just rises up and just blocks it, and that is just exactly what you want from this Bearcat side.
So Iowa State leads 9-7 after that point. Another service opportunity for Morgan Brant. She sends that one across. Dug out by Pickering. Another hit there for Iowa State, and since he's not ready for it, 10-7 Iowa State.
Again, these next couple points are going to be absolutely crucial for the rest of the set. Cincinnati down 3. Really need to find some life here.
Brant once again with the service. Over the heads of everybody. And out of bounds. Another point for the Bearcats. Something we've seen a couple of times here from Iowa State just in this set alone. So just a little bit too much power on each serve. So Cincinnati with another service opportunity. Simonovic will step back for this one. Trailing by 2, down a set. Good dig there from Iowa State, sets up the hit, just flicked over. And a good dig there from Sydney Nolan. Strike is hit from Cincinnati. You're gonna say it went out though. Point in favor of Iowa State.
Just now kind of crawl your way back into it. It's a 2-point game, and now you're falling behind a little bit. You can't let this Iowa State team be ahead for too long.
Come the Cyclones. Duckworth gonna send it across. Pickering with the grab. A good play there from Andy Spies right at the net to flick it over and earn the point for Cincinnati.
Yeah, Andy Spies reads it all the way, able to make a clean and quick decision and able to just get the hit. Let's go down right in the middle of that Iowa State middle line.
Back to a 2-point game. Spies sends it over. Dug out there by Tia. Back and forth they go at the net. Another point goes for Iowa State. Just flicked it right in front of that 6-foot mark. So Iowa State leads by 3. 12-9 is your score. Cyclones lead 1-0 as well. Cincinnati keeps it alive. Spies just has to bump it over. Set at the net by Iowa State, and it's finished. Another powerful finish there from the Cyclones, and Cincinnati's gonna have to take a timeout.
Yeah, one thing that Iowa State has done a really good job of is deciding when to go for power and when to go for placement, and they're just so good at both. They can beat you deep with the power, but they can also just drop a teardropper right in front of you, in front of that 6 foot mark, and just able to get one to fall.
Been impressed a couple times from Andy Spies, having that little dink shot that goes right over the net, kind of catching the snake eyes kind of move, or you're looking that way. Really, you're going to throw it in that direction, though.
Well, especially from that middle of the court, you have the jurisdiction to play both short angles on that hit. You can play it to the left and you can play it to the right there.
So we're still in the timeout here at Fifth Third Arena. Iowa State leads 13-9 here in set number 2. Cincinnati leads Iowa State leads 1-0 after the opening set. That was 125-20 in favor of the Cyclones.
Yeah, just about 24 seconds left.
Take this moment to let you know that tonight's broadcast is brought to you by El Vaquero. Authentic Mexican dining just steps off of UC's campus on Short Vine. Visit El Vaquero today at 2845 Short Vine Street and follow them online at El Vaquero Clifton. El Vaquero, the best in Cincinnati. We're about ready to get back underway here at Fifth Third Arena. You see Coach Tomek up there on the video board giving it to her squad in the huddle. It's crunch time here for this team late in the season. It has been a successful year for this team, but she has mentioned a lot of times her ultimate goal is to get this team to the NCAA tournament and get them winning.
Yeah, again, just in her first year here at UC, she's done a great job. 14-10 on the year, trying to bring this program and elevate it even more.
Very strong record in the non-con. Falling off a little bit once he got to Big 12 play as Iowa State comes away with that one.
Yeah, they started off the year 6-1 and then kind of hit that tough slope once you hit that Big 12 play.
Iowa State sends that across the net. The strike from Nolan's deflected at the net. Iowa State keeps it alive, but not in time. It's going to hit the net and go out of bounds for a point to Cincinnati.
Cincinnati now holding serve, especially with Sydney Nolan to serve, hoping that she can kind of reel this thing back into a narrow game, only trailing by 4 now.
Ended a little bit of a run there for Iowa State as well. Comes Nolan, across the net. Hit over by Iowa State, a good dig there from Cincinnati. Their strikes once again dug by the Cyclones. Just flicked over, kept alive. A great dig there from Spies. Across the net it goes. A great rally between the two here. Iowa State with the hammer. No good as it's dug out by Cincinnati. Glendening gets her own and deflects off of an Iowa State player for a point to the Bearcats. What a set there.
Yeah, I mean, that was an absolute beauty of a point. Lily Gillespie with the insane dig, lays all the way out and is just able to keep it alive. And
here we go again with Iowa State with a 3-point lead. Iowa State right at the net. They send it back towards her off of the scoreboard, and it goes over the net. That's going to make it a point to Iowa State. You can play it yourself if you hit it off the scoreboard. If it goes over, it's a dead ball. Unfortunate scenario there from Cincinnati. Another great dig, though, from Lily Gillespie.
yeah, she has been phenomenal with those chances all year. Already 8 digs tonight.
Comes Iowa State 15-11, they lead. Dig there from Johnson for Cincinnati. It's hit over on that right side from Gretchen Sigmund. She's gonna earn the points. Strength there from Gretchen Sigmund just to send it through a couple Cyclones.
Yeah, just Gretchen Sigmund able to come up, keep the Bearcats alive, only down 3.
Ball sent across by Cincinnati. Iowa State looks to return. A great hit there that they said deflected off of a Bearcat. 4-point lead for the Cyclones. 16-12 is your score, as Iowa State's gonna have another opportunity here to send one over. Yeli Tia has it once again in her hand. Tia sends it across, off the net it goes. It's played by Cincinnati. Right at the net, Simonovic plays it. She ran into the net though. Net violation against the Cats, and Iowa State leads by 5.
Starting to feel a little out of hand. Cincinnati without any timeouts definitely makes this really tough for this Bearcat side.
Iowa State starts it off. Left side, Glendenning flicks it over, perfectly placed. The finesse touch gets the points.
Yeah, especially from that angle, you have two options. You can either try to play it deep and down the line, or you can play it short into the corner. Opted to go down the line, especially on that left side.
Paige Pickering enters the game for Cincinnati. She has the serve on this right side, knuckles it over the net. A little bit of almost jump ball scenario there right at the net. A good block from Iowa State. But they're going to say it went in their own end. Another point for Cincinnati.
Now only trailing by 3. Pickering to serve. The Bearcats really need to find a way back in this thing.
Serve there from Pickering. Awkward bounce off an Iowa State player. Cincinnati just bumps it at the net. Spees look to finish it. Good block from the Cyclones left side. It's hit by Glendenning. Goes off a Cyclone and out of bounds for a point for Cincinnati. Well, mini run here for the Bearcats, winning back-to-back points. Make that 3 points. 17-15 is your score in favor of the Cyclones. Bearcats with the serve once again, looking for their 4th straight point. A little touch there from Iowa State at the net. Great hit from Gillespie. Just too much on it as she sent it over the net and out of bounds.
Well, Gillespie doing everything she can to try to just keep it alive and able to reach back with one hand and just flick it over. Just too much power.
18-15 your score here in set number 2. Iowa State with the lead. They had that serve. Cincinnati looking to return it. Hit right at the net. Too much on it from Glendenning. She can't believe that one. She's had a couple so far tonight where she's been either too much or just wide.
Yeah, she had one in the first set that could have been a pivotal point. There's another one, and that lets you fall behind 4 points now with Iowa State to serve.
Iowa State sends it across. It's dug out by Gillespie. Sent over by Johnson for Cincinnati. Iowa State looking for the hit themselves. Deflects off a Bearcat at the nets. Glendenning goes for finesse once again. It's met though by Iowa State. They're ready for it. Back to Glendenning. Chooses power this time. A good dig by the Cyclones. Back and forth. A good rally here in this point. Sent towards the side for Iowa State. They get a hit on that one. Another good dig from Johnson. Spees. A weird deflection off of a Cyclone and a point to the Bearcats. A well-earned one at that.
Yeah, that one was a longer rally, and Bearcats able to kind of steal a point there when Iowa State kind of felt like they were in control that whole time and takes that weird deflection.
Glendenning with the serve for the Bearcats. Off the net it goes, and it's sent right back by Iowa State. Simonovic was ready for it at the net and earns the point for the Cats. And hold on, it's a 2-point game here in set number 2. Bearcats continue to just hang in there. 19-17 is your score. Glendenning sends that across. Good dig there from Iowa State. Apply the hit. Cincinnati tries to keep it alive. They do. But one too many touches on their own end. Another point goes to Iowa State. Grant will step back for Iowa State to serve this one over. Sends it to the back line for Cincinnati, and it's played at the nets. Nolan sends it home, though. Sydney Nolan gets another kill. She's in double digits tonight.
Sydney Nolan, 10 kills, 2 digs. Been really efficient.
2-point game once again, 20-18 in favor of Iowa State. Simonovic sends it over for Cincinnati. Quick play from Iowa State to send it back. Spees looks to pinpoint one, and she does. Throws a dart over there on the 6-foot mark, and the Bearcats have it to a 1-point game.
If I'm Christy Johnson Lynch, if the Bearcats tie it up here, I'm definitely calling my last time out in a 2020 ball game if this point goes for the Bearcats.
Simonovic on the serve. Iowa State with the return, a hit that goes out of bounds. Another point to Cincinnati. 20-all is your score in set number 2 between the Bearcats and the Cyclones. Simonovic retains her serve. No timeout is called from the Cyclones. Simonovic on the left side sends it across towards the right. Played by Iowa State, a chance for the hit. It's blocked by Cincinnati. But it goes right down on Cincinnati's side. I'm going to say a point to Iowa State. Iowa State with the serve with their 1-point lead. The 1-set lead as well. It goes over the heads of everyone on the Bearcats side. Another point goes to Cincinnati. 21-21 is your score. Andy Spies ready to send this one over for the Bearcats and get things going. Spies got it over. Iowa State looks to return. A good block from Cincinnati right at the net. Iowa State just dishes one over. Bumped up in the air to Nolan on the left side. Good dig from Iowa State, but it hits her twice. An awkward play there going down to the ground was Hendricks Walker. She was able to hit it in the air. It came down on her head.
Yeah, it did, and gets the double touch, and now Cincinnati leading by 1. Iowa State now kind of in a little trouble.
Cincinnati going on a run here, really. You felt like they're outscoring Iowa State in these past 10 or so points. I got to say that 7 or so went to Cincinnati.
Yeah, they definitely did, and Cincinnati earned their way to get those points. They kept getting the ball over, making Iowa State kind of make that error. And again, the best thing you can do in that situation is just to continue to keep the ball in play and let the other team make the mistake and give you the chance to find that avenue in there, and that's exactly what Cincinnati's done.
71, or make that 31 kills for the Bearcats tonight, leading Iowa State with only 30.
And especially on the stat sheet, a lot of this is pretty balanced, I would say, Aidan. And both teams right around the same. The one that pops out to me, though, is Iowa State with 6 service errors compared to Cincinnati's 3. I believe 3 of those came in this last set for Iowa State.
Bearcats looking for a marquee win on this season tonight here at Fifth Third Arena. We mentioned earlier, strong non-conference slate for Cincinnati. Started off the season as hot as they could ask for. As we take a look at Brendan Sorsby, he's doing 6-7 on the scoreboard. Who knows why? Good for him. He's got a big matchup this week, to say the least, as he's over there in that far corner away from us. Good find by the video board, Chris Pagan. Sent across there by the Bearcats with a 1-point lead, and it's deflected at the net. We'll be tied once again. 2s are wild on the scoreboard right now. 22 all is your score in set number 2.
Well, speaking of 2s, Brendan Sorsby, wearing number 2, knows how to beat Iowa State, and the Bearcats looking to do that here.
Right side, Cincinnati sends it over. A good hit there. Someone he's very familiar with, Gretchen Sigmund. Too much on that one from Iowa State. It was over, everyone said, for the Bearcats. Point for Cincinnati. Bearcats with the serve with a 1-point lead, 23-22. It's your score from Fifth Third Arena in set number 2. Good dig there from Iowa State, played right at the net. And the hit is a great dig from Cincinnati, but too much on it. So the point goes right back to Iowa State, that power that we talked about in that first set coming back.
Yeah, and Iowa State is kind of looked really rejuvenated out of that timeout. Lost some mental focus maybe. Got up by 5 points at one point in this set.
Iowa State sends it right into the net, and that's going to give Cincinnati a set point opportunity here at Fifth Third. Lily Gillespie steps back. We're going to time out by Iowa State. As we can see across the way from us, once again, Brennan Sorsby just doing the 6-7 with a bunch of kids around him.
Yeah, you know the middle schoolers are loving that one. I mean, that's what they live for.
They want him to score 6 points a lot on Saturdays so that Steven Rusnak can make it 7 after he makes the extra points.
I mean, that's poetic. I mean, that really is.
Gonna bring that up on Saturday once again.
I really do think you got to throw that one in on Saturday. And the Bearcats, I mean, we can go ahead and talk about that while we're in this timeout right now. Again, we kind of talked about it a little earlier, but, I mean, you couldn't have brighter lights, and the Bearcats have kind of looked as a shell of themselves, you know, in that Utah game and the Arizona game, and now playing versus BYU at home at 8 p.m. nip at night. I mean, just a very anticipated event. And
as many storylines as you could possibly write. They needed to stay alive in any way that they could possibly sneak in to Dallas in a couple weeks. It would take a lot of help, but they're still alive. The point number 1 would be winning on Saturday night. Set point here for Cincinnati. Gillespie sends it over. They lead 24-23 in set number 2. The hit comes from Iowa State. They win the point. We're tied at 24 all.
Now Cincinnati really needs to come away with this set. Coming back from one set's not too challenging, but down 2, although they did have the reverse sweep against a really good team in Iowa State, that's going to be a lot more challenging.
Iowa State sends it across. We're tied at 24. Gillespie keeps it alive right in front of her bench, and Johnson just bumps it over. Iowa State ready for their hits. Deflected by a Bearcat and out of bounds. I think there's some people in the crowd who don't know which team is which based off that reaction. But Iowa State leads 25-24 here in set number 2. Set point will come after this time after Cincinnati. Lights will be bright on Saturday. Also will be Friday as well down at Heritage Bank Center. Big time matchup as rivalry is revived between two teams.
I mean, a rivalry that's been in existence for over 100 years, and it's seen many battles in conference as well, in different conferences, as both teams have now made their way to that Power 4 level. You know, met in the American, met when Louisville was in, both teams were in the Big East. I feel like a lot of teams.
You can keep going back on that too. You can go to the Conference USA, you go back to the Metro. Well, these teams have known each other forever.
It is cool to go back and look at some of the earlier results in the rivalry. I think the first game was played in 1921. The score was 36-11 in favor of Cincinnati.
You know, we were talking earlier today in the press conference about how historically the rims are a little tight at Heritage Bank Center. When you look at games that Cincinnati's played down there, it hasn't been the highest scoring affairs. I hope we get a few more points than we had in that game, though.
yeah, 36-11 is pretty rough.
That game might have been played at Heritage Bank Center, too, when you go in there and you see how outdated it is, but still.
It might. I mean, if you bet the under on that game, you're feeling great walking out of that one. But Louisville's a team that averages 102 points per game, so there could be a lot of points scored.
Test will be real for that Bearcat men's basketball team on Friday. Set point here for Iowa State, though. They send it across the net. Good dig there, right by Glenn Denning in the back line. She gets a chance to hit it over. It's deflected at the net, and Iowa State has a chance to return. Good block from Cincinnati. It's going to go out of bounds, and the point goes to Iowa State. Cyclones take set number 2. They take a 2-0 lead into intermission. Well, about as well as you could ask there for Iowa State, even though Cincinnati hung in there for the entirety of the opening 2 sets. They go in with a 2-0 lead, and we will be back with set number 3 shortly here on Bearcat Sports Radio.
Welcome back to Bearcast Radio. I'm Matthew Lynn, Aidan Riggs alongside me. The Bearcats in a hole, down 2 sets to Iowa State as we enter the 3rd set here from Fifth Third Arena.
They have fought their way through these first 2 sets. They were in it until the very end on that last one. They stuck around the entire set in the opening one as well. Took that last one to extra points as well, just to figure out who was going to win it. But now you got to work from behind. We saw them get a reverse sweep just last week. They played at Texas Tech. They got to rework that magic here tonight at home.
Yeah, the reverse sweep at Texas Tech in Lubbock, and it's one of the hardest things to do is come from behind, down 2 sets. The Bearcats with their backs against the wall, going to see if they can take down the 22nd best team in the nation as the 3rd set is underway. Nolan now to Spees. Spees, it taps over the top of the net. Now Iowa State trying to come over the kill, and that one rocketed at Gillespie, able to deflect it away. And now with a dig from the Bearcats, that's Glendenning now into Nolan. Nolan not able to get the kill, and now Duckworth is able to get it for the Cyclones.
It was a good opening point there. I mean, back and forth they went, but Iowa State was able to weather the storm there and steal that point. Was not a Cyclone reference, but it works as one.
The Bearcats trail 1-0 here in this 3rd set. Is Brandt to serve it for the Cyclones, and now Nolan trying to get the kill, and she does. Sydney Nolan grabs her 12th kill in the first point of the 3rd set.
You almost feel like the Bearcats need to go on a run early in this one. Iowa State has been a team that's gotten chunk points this entire night. If the Bearcats can get something to start it off and make them play from behind, it'll help.
Yeah, they have played from behind the entire game tonight, and it's just been tough, and that's a quick point for the Cyclones. The Bearcats trail 1-2.
Seemed like there was a little confusion there from Iowa State on who was coming in and who was coming out. Faith Durande is going to serve it though.
Durande with the serve. Now to Spees, now to Nolan. Nolan not able to get the kill. Good dig from the Cyclones. Now Tia able to grab the kill for the Cyclones. She has just been on it tonight.
She truly has. I mean, that's been impressive over there on that left side for Iowa State. She's another one of those players where it is scary when you see her go up to hit the ball.
So now the Cyclones leading by 2, 3-1. Glendenning now into Nolan. Nolan able to get the kill. A clean sequence for the Bearcats there. They get a point back and trail 2-3.
Bearcats needed that one. You got to limit Iowa State as much as you can on their runs. You just got to hang around, hope you can come away with it.
Andy Spees now to serve for the Bearcats. Spees now over the top and across, and now the Cyclones trying to come away. It hits into the net. Now Tia laid back out by Nolan. Now back with Glendenning, who just bumps it over. Now with Jackson. The Cyclones trying to come away, and they rifle one in the back corner. Bearcats trail by 2.
I mean, that's just throwing a dart back there right where no one is. That's truly impressive work there from the Cyclones. Once again, Hendricks Walker just hanging around right in that middle of the net, able to finish it.
Now the Cyclones off the serve. Now with Spees in for the set, and the Bearcats come away with the point. Sydney Nolan grabs another kill. 13 kills for Sydney Nolan tonight.
I mean, it's just back and forth. Each team are just trading off points. You almost feel like this entire set's going to be like that. It's whoever went on the biggest run themselves going to come away with it.
Bearcats trail by 1, 3-4. And now stuffed at the wall of Clifton. The Cyclones not able to get through that time. What a block by the Cats.
Just stack up points as much as you can. Have that net front presence. You got to take away all of the big hitters up front for Iowa State.
Now Sydney Nolan to serve for the Bearcats. Now Tia trying to come down with the kill. And again, she has been automatic on that left side.
I mean, if I'm Iowa State, I don't see how you take the ball away from her with how she has been playing here, especially in this set to start it off. You got to think they're going to try and feed her as much as they can.
Now Jackson is served for the Cyclones. Hit back by Glendenning, and now Glendenning coming away with the kill. 5-5 the score. Gillespie now to serve for the Bearcats. Pivotal point upcoming. That one is able to go, and it is an ace for Lily Gillespie. She'll go to serve now. 6-5. Gillespie now on the serve. The Bearcats leading by 1. Iowa State trying to come away with it. Now kept alive by the Bearcats, and here we are at 6-6 again.
6-6. We got another chance for the best scorer in sports right now if Iowa State gets this point. We might, in exactly 4 minutes and 10 seconds, have a little bit of technical difficulties we apologize for. We're going to battle through. But who knows what's going to happen here. This could be a big one. The crowd could go wild.
Could go wild here. 6-6. Now Tia to serve for the Cyclones. Johnson kept that one alive. Glendenning trying to drop it over. Now kept alive by Duckworth. Duckworth going for the kill. And that is the point that everybody in the building wants. And the kids go wild again in the third set. 6-7 the score here from Fifth Third Arena.
It is a great moment here. One of the best jokes I think that we've had.
It just has an unlimited ceiling. I mean,
there's nothing bad about it either.
Now the Cyclones off the point, able to try to come away with it, and what a shot from Carly Glendenning.
Getting back on 6-7 talk, I think it's one of the best memes that we've ever had when you think about it. It's not making fun of anyone. Everyone can be a part of it no matter what. It means nothing. It's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. I mean, it just has an outstanding potential. And the Bearcats trying to come away with the point here. 7-7. Gillespie just goes over her head, not able to get back that time. So 7-8, the Bearcats trail.
I mean, it's just back and forth as it could possibly be. I mean, both of these teams just refuse to let up on the other one, especially it seems like every time it's just going to the team who isn't serving.
Yeah, it really is. Whoever's holding the serve is coming away with the most points. That's really how it's felt. Glendenning trying to do what a dig by the Cyclones, and that one goes deep. I thought so.
It's a tough angle that we have here too. I've been faked out a couple times. Went just a little too far on that left line for Iowa State. So Cincinnati comes away with it.
Now Pickering to serve, or Glendenning rather. Now the Cyclones trying to come up with Duckworth, and that one not able to go. That's the first time they've really stopped her on that left side. Bearcats lead 9-8. Now Glendenning again. Glendenning serve tips over the top of the net. Didn't get to the top of the scoreboard, thought it might. And now Duckworth again trying to come back with a kill, and the Bearcats get a second straight point.
Exactly what the Bearcats need, go on a little run themselves, build up some momentum here so they win another service.
So now Glendenning again to serve for the third straight point. Wet spot on the floor and wiped up. Glendenning. Now the hit and a strike, and that one was just absolutely smoked.
I mean, that doesn't even look like the same level of teams going up against each other when you see a hit like that coming from Iowa State. That is the power and the speed of something that Cincinnati just wasn't ready for.
Now Brandt to serve it for the Cyclones. Tips over the top of the net. Now Spees with the set. Iowa State with a nice dig. It was racing out of bounds. Now Duckworth trying to get the kill. Now Nolan going back, hits off the side of the scoreboard. Gillespie now just trying to send it over, and that is just a tough angle to make to even try to keep it alive.
It's a tough break there for the Bearcats, too. They sent it straight up in the air. It caught the scoreboard at an awkward angle where it went back towards their own bench, something they weren't ready for.
And now 10-10, the score from Fifth Third Arena in the third set.
The score is 10-all.
Now Brandt to serve. That one goes over the net cleanly. Now Spucker again with another kill, 11-11.
Now serving number 19, Faith
Durandi to serve for the Cyclones, 11-11 here in this third set. Back and forth we go. It's been that way the whole match. Spies now trying to get up with it, and the Cyclones awkwardly able to tip it back to themselves, and the Cyclones come away with the point.
This feels like that area where Iowa State really has an opportunity to separate themselves from Cincinnati with how they've been playing recently. Interesting to see how the Bearcats can hold in here.
Their experience is showing this is an experienced group, 22nd in the country, playing in these tight sets, and they don't really seem phased by it. I mean, in the second set, the Bearcats rounded off 5 straight points. They got to set point and then lost 24-26. Come out of intermission. Now trying to come away with a win on the road. And off the serve, the Bearcats not able to get a great return. 11-14, the Bearcats trail. Durandi to serve again. It's been a 3-0 run for the Cyclones. Durandi into Glendenning. Now Nolan trying to come away with the kill. Able to be kept alive. Tia wasn't able to get it that time. Now Jackson on the other corner, and that one into the net. That's just a hard angle to play. She was trying to force it sharply to the left, and just such a tough angle to play with the amount of power she tried to put behind that kill.
One of those times where the power's going to come back to bite you.
Yeah, just when you play with tight angles like that, power is not always the best move. Now Spies to serve. To the Labaro of Iowa State, and now tipped back across by the Bearcats. Now Tia again trying to come away with another kill, set by Spies. Now Nolan and trying to get the kill that time. That's just one of the rare misses, and she's had a couple of those tonight. Misses wide. Well, we'll step aside and come back. The Bearcats trail by 3, 12-15. You're listening to Bearcats Radio. Well, welcome back to Fifth Third Arena. The Bearcats, their backs against the wall, down by 3 points here in this third set. The Cyclones took the first two here in Cincinnati, 25-20 and 26-24. Now with the serve, the Cyclones have it. Now the dig from the Bearcats, now into Nolan. Kept alive by the Cyclones. That one barely got over the net. Now Spies setting it up to Pickering, not able to finish there. What a block by the Cyclones, and now the Bearcats fall behind by 4 points.
Oh, all these technical difficulties that we're going to have here are going to drive me insane, especially with how busy we're going to be this weekend. But still, it's Cincinnati. Got to figure out a way to hang in here.
And the Cyclones come away with the quick point, and now the Bearcats trail by 5. And Coach Tomich deciding to call a timeout. We'll take one with her. We'll be back in about a minute and 30 seconds. Welcome back to Fifth Third Arena. The Bearcats, as we and Aidan fight through our technical difficulties.
They're not making my life easy here.
No, Aidan is loaded up this weekend with games across all Cincinnati sports, and Jackson now to serve for the Cyclones. They lead by 4, 18-14. Now Glendenning trying to come away with a kill, and that one too deep and wide to the left, and now the Cyclones lead by 5.
Look, we're treading water here in fifth third with our technical difficulties, and the Bearcats are going to have to keep treading here to stay alive in this match. They're down 5 now. They're already down 2 sets. They got to figure something out.
Now Jackson to serve again for the Cyclones. Jackson straight to Gillespie. Now the Spees. Jackson keeping it alive, and now Tia trying to come away with the kill, but blocked by the Bearcats, and that one is a great block. So now Gillespie to serve for the Bearcats.
That's exactly what they needed. They needed some momentum to start building here. See if they can continue it.
Gillespie straight into Tia of the Cyclones and kept alive by Johnson. Now Pickering. Now back with Glendenning, and that point goes to the Cyclones. The Bearcats trail by 5.
It just seemed like there was some miscommunication there, really, from the Bearcats. It was not sure who was truly going to get the hits. A lot of bumps to nothing.
Yeah, the Cyclones now leading by 5. Tia to serve. And that one is long. That is another service error, their 9th of the match.
It's been the one area that Iowa State has really struggled in tonight. They've been so astounded everywhere else, but that's been the one issue they've had. It's just a little too much power. They talk so much about their power, but it's really come back to bite them on the serves.
Now Pickering, now sent back into Tia, and that one wide and deep to the left. And the Bearcats now trail by 3. This has been what we've seen across all 3 sets. The Cyclones kind of hit that 20-point mark, and they just really struggle. And
it looks like we're going to get a
timeout. Is that a timeout?
Potentially a challenge here from Iowa State. I believe they're saying that Cincinnati deflected it at the net, as that one almost took out our friend Chase Yance over there. You might see him in the corner, he's heading right towards his head. But it is going to be a video review to see if Cincinnati did make any contact on that ball. Hope to get a look up on the replay soon. It was tough to tell from our angle. Almost everything from where we're sitting here is tough to tell truly what's going on.
That is tough. I mean, up here in the right corner, as we wait the video review. Aidan, I feel like every time I call a game with you, we always get a video review, whether it's volleyball or soccer. We do end up with a video review at some point.
And we didn't even know for soccer that was a thing when we were calling those games either, which was even more funny.
I remember seeing the ref through the VAR, and I was like, I didn't know that was possible.
We didn't know that was a thing in the Big 12 women's soccer, but here we are. And now here we are back at Big 12 volleyball. And Cincinnati just, as I said earlier, just trying to tread water, stay in this match as much as they can. As we get a look at it. Yeah, good luck. That's all I'm going to say. Good luck.
Yeah, that one is, I don't know. What are the ruling we're looking for? Inconclusive video evidence to change the call.
What I'm looking for there is fingertips.
Yeah.
See if anything moves.
I didn't see anything.
Yeah, I didn't see much really at all. Of course, it'll be tough to see. We might get another look here from the handheld.
I just...
After the review, the call on the floor will stand, and Iowa State will lose their challenge.
The call stands and Iowa State loses their challenge.
Yeah, so that was not a super long review, not as long as the Big 12 women's soccer review.
True VAR check.
And now Pickering to serve for the Bearcats. Pickering serves straight to the middle of the court and trying to get blocked down by Glendenning, and Unable to do so. The Cyclones now enjoying that 4-point lead, 21-17.
I mean, Iowa State truly is just quicker than Cincinnati, and everything they're doing, it's just a different skill level than what the Bearcats are.
Now Spees setting it up for Glendenning, not able to get the kill. Now they go right back to that combo, and they get it to go that time. Now trailing by 3, 21-8.
That's what you got to do here. You just got to lean on your known big guns that Cincinnati has, and one of them's Glendenning. Of course, Sydney Nolan out there too, but even Andy Spees getting involved.
Carly Glendenning now serving it to the left corner. Blocked back down by the Bearcats, 19-21.
Simatovic once again. I mean, Bearcats just refuse to go away. Just can they make anything of it?
Now Glendenning again to serve, and that's a service error. Just really can't have that at this point in the game.
Just another self-inflicted wound that you can't recover from with where you put yourself at in this match.
Now Morgan Brandt and the Cyclones now 3 points away. Brandt, her serve straight at Glendenning, and Gillespie fighting to keep it alive. Pickering will just have to throw it back over the net. Now the Cyclones going to reset, and Gillespie just wore one straight to the chest, and that one keeps falling over. Now Gillespie setting it back up with Spees. Now Sydney Nolan trying to get the kill. Blocked back by the Labaro of Iowa State. And the Bearcats lose the point, but Lily Gillespie wore a 90-mile-an-hour fastball straight to the chest and kept to keep the point alive.
I mean, my goodness, what a point that was. I mean, just back and forth. They were hitting left and right. You said it, Gillespie just wore one right to the chest. Took it like a champ, got right back up on her feet and stayed in the play. But man, these are two teams where they feel very tightly matched, but you can just tell that Iowa State has that extra push that's getting them through this one.
Yeah, they just have that extra edge and experience to, you know, they're at the point in the match where they just need 2 more points, and they're going back home to Ames, Iowa. It's just tough for the Cincinnati side, who really, they have played well. I mean, they lost the first set by 5 points, lost the second set by 2, and now about just 2 points away from losing this one. But I mean, it was really close throughout the course of this match.
It feels like they have a lot to build off of from this one. You know, you had your moments where you looked very, very strong on the court, and you looked like you were well matched with Iowa State. The problem is you just didn't have it in the end. It feels like Iowa State's going to get these 2 points potentially pretty easily, just run away with this one. Of course, we'll see what happens, but a lot to build off of if you're Cincinnati, even with the outcome not being what you wanted.
Yeah, I mean, again, a first-year head coach. It's been a turnaround from the CUC program, 14-10 on the year so far. And now the Cyclones trying to close this thing out on the road. Now Spees back into Nolan. Sydney Nolan not able to get the kill that time. And now Duckworth sent right at the Bearcats. Now Sydney Nolan comes away with the kill. And now the Bearcats only trail by 3.
They're staying alive, but they got to battle back here. You got to go on a run. It'll be Simanovic to take it.
Simanovic to serve for the Bearcats, down 3, 23-20 here in this third set. The Cyclones up 2 sets right now. Simonovic's serve deep to the left side of the court, and now hit straight into the net by Hendricks Walker. That's a sight we have not seen a lot of tonight. There's Hendricks Walker sending it into the net. So now 23-21.
So what Cincinnati wants, you got to keep the serve in your own end and build off of these points you're winning.
Simanovic again to serve. Sent back in Iowa State. Now the set. Now into Duckworth. And Duckworth not able to get the kill that time. Blocked at the net by the Bearcats. 22-23. The Bearcats trail by 1.
Just keep pushing. Got to keep building.
Iowa State will take a timeout, and we'll take one too for these next crucial points in this third set. down the drive in these next couple pivotal points for the Bearcats, trailing by 1, 23-22. The score from Fifth Third Arena here in the third set. The Cyclones up 2-0. Simunovic to keep the serve for the Bearcats. Simunovic's serve right to the middle of the court. Now sent back over. Glendening gets under it. Now speeds into Sydney Nolan. Sydney Nolan comes away with the kill. 23-all here from Fifth Third Arena.
I mean, here's the question. Does this Bearcats team, they've gotten to this spot in the past 2 sets, definitely the last one, do they have enough to push forward and finish it?
They have not had it yet to get over that finish line like Aidan mentioned. And now Simunovic to keep the serve. Now right to that middle of the court. Now back across Iowa State, trying to go. Spees kept it alive. Now Sydney Nolan. Good dig by the Cyclones. Now into Duckworth, and Duckworth trying to play the angle. That's not able to go. Now Spees back across, and that one sent into the net. Now sent back over, kept alive, and the Bearcats come away with the potential set point now, 24-23.
Wow. What a rally. I mean, the Bearcats needed to go on a 5-0 scoring run, and they just did. I mean, my goodness, the chance for the Bearcats to end set number 3. Iowa State shaking right now.
They are, and however, they did get in this situation last set. They did come away 24-26. So this momentum now for the Bearcats. All their backs against the wall, and now just needing a point to come away with the set.
And we do want to mention again, the Bearcats went down 2-0 on the road last week in Lubbock against Texas Tech, and they came back with a reverse sweep. You know that's on their mind here again. Let's look at Dad getting down and boogieing on the big board up there. Both of them.
Yeah, I mean, down in Lubbock, the Bearcats come away with a reverse sweep. You know Coach Tomich is saying we've been in this position before. We can get ourselves out of it. This would be a huge win for this program if they're somehow able to find their way back, win 3 straight sets. Simunovic to keep the serve. 5-0 scoring run for the Bearcats. Now to serve on set point. Simunovic's serve to the left side. Now kept alive. Now Duckworth trying to come over, and it gets blocked. And the Bearcats win the set 25-23.
We'll play another.
We'll play another, and we'll take a break now between the third and fourth set.
Welcome back here to Fifth Third Arena. We have a fourth set in this match between Cincinnati and Iowa State. The Bearcats taking set number 3 to make this game continue. A big-time matchup for the Bearcats as number 22. Iowa State is in town. A chance for one of the biggest upsets of the year for the Bearcats.
Yeah, again, you mentioned that number 22 ranking, and Coach Tillman shows their team can compete at this level. And again, you look at the set scores, and this game really could have been flipped either way. This could be Bearcats up 2-1 if they did exactly what they just did in that third set, which they got up to 24-23. They just weren't able to close it out.
So a big-time set coming up for these two teams. Cincinnati trying to work their way into the conversation for the NCAA tournament. Iowa State right now pretty firmly within it with their top 25 ranking. A loss here tonight for them could definitely change things as we know it, though. Cincinnati ended on a 6-0 scoring run there in that last set. Knew they needed it, and they got it.
They did, and it looked like it was not going to happen for a certain point, but again, the Bearcats with their backs against the wall, they get it done.
So here we go, ready for set number 4. Iowa State leads 2-1 over Cincinnati, and Iowa State starts it out. They send it to Cincinnati's back line, a good dig off of the serve, and it's pushed over by the Bearcats. They're going to call that, though, a double touch against Cincinnati.
Yeah, just unfortunate start to the set there. The Bearcats, not the start they were looking for off of something that's easily avoidable.
So Iowa State gets another serve here, leading 1-0 early in the fourth. Cincinnati looks to return quickly to Nolan. Nolan bats it across, and here comes Iowa State. Set it up, and a strong hit there from Maya Duckworth. Duckworth, one of the strongest players on the court tonight.
Yeah, Maya Duckworth, her 16th kill. Iowa State ranks top 10 nationally in kills per set with 14.
That serve sent over everyone's set. It's going to go out of bounds. A chance for Cincinnati now to be on the serve as they trail 2-1.
Smojnovic just went on that insane run, led the Bearcats and served all of those points that allowed them to take that third set. Now serving again.
She sends it across. It's quickly played by the libero for Iowa State. The hit from Duckworth goes straight into the net, though. Another point for the Bearcats.
Again, I feel like Iowa State has really gone to just trying to kill the ball, and it's allowed a lot of unforced errors, just points straight into the net when they've been beating the Bearcats with just their placement.
Simanovic sent it over for Cincinnati. Here comes Iowa State looking for the return. Right to Nolan it went for the Bearcats. Attempted hit there from Pickering. Sent high in the air right towards the net. Cincinnati returns it. Iowa State looks for the hit. Duckworth just floats one over. And we talked about her power. That time it was finesse to give the Cyclones the lead.
Yeah, and she did a great job just reading it and deciding to make that decision to where she can really rely on her power, but again, showing off her bag work there.
3-2 is the score in favor of Iowa State. Cyclones with the serve. Cincinnati looks to return it. Nolan, she sends it right to the back line, deflects off a Cyclone. Another point goes to the Bearcats, so we're tied at 3 once again.
Again, this has just been the story of this match tonight. It's just been back and forth. One team takes a point, the other team takes another point. It's just been back and forth the whole game.
Comes Cincinnati with the serve. Spees sends it across, quickly played by Iowa State. Deflects off of a Bearcat on the return, and out of bounds it'll go in favor of Iowa State. Iowa State with another serve opportunity. 4-3 is your score in favor of the Cyclones. Nolan sent it towards the back line of Iowa State. Going to deflect off them and go out of bounds. Another point for the Bearcats, who are knotted once again, this time at 4.
Yeah, we are. And now Sydney Nolan, the best server probably on the team for the Bearcats.
Nolan in that back left corner for Cincinnati. Looking to give them the lead here in set number 4. Right at the net, it's played by Iowa State. Cincinnati couldn't quite get underneath it. Another point for the Cyclones. So here's Iowa State with the serve, leading by 1. Leading 2 sets to 1. Sent across, goes right towards it. They're going to roll it inbounds. Another point goes to Iowa State on the ace. Talked a lot about their service errors tonight. Another ace for them, though.
Yeah, 5 aces for the Cyclones.
6-4 is your score in favor of Iowa State. Quickly played by Glendenning. Right back to her it goes. She looked to hit it home. Instead, the block from Iowa State. Right back to Glendenning. She tried to send it along the nets. Iowa State was ready for it. She went for the block on that touch. Too much, though, from Iowa State. Going to be another point to the Cyclones.
I think the Bearcats really want 2 points here, Aidan.
I think the Bearcats do. There's a lot of people here that want those 2 points as well, including quarterback Brendan Sorsby. The ball is sent across by Iowa State. Quickly played at the net by Cincinnati. That's going to go in. There's 1 point for Cincinnati. And hold on a minute. We have another opportunity here for an iconic score. It's going to be in the hands of Lily Gillespie to send this over for Cincinnati. Gillespie hits it across. Dug out by Iowa State right at the nets. They send it home. Not today. We will not get that score for a 4th time tonight. Instead, it'll be 8-5 in favor of Iowa State.
Yeah, I just kind of want Coach Tomish to throw a challenge out there. I mean, you never know.
Could say it deflected. Iowa State with the serve. Tia. Dug out by Pickering. Flicked over there quickly by Simonovic. Iowa State was ready for it. They sent it right back and were able to find the courts. Timeout Cincinnati off that point as they trail by 4.
Yeah, Cincinnati now kind of getting themselves back in this hole, down 4 points early in this 4th set, and it's just they've gotten down and they've not. As the audio here blasted in our face.
But hope you enjoy Ethan Herzog's voice.
Yeah. But yeah, they've always fought back from this position, and now Iowa State, this is a very experienced team. They're looking to not make that mistake this time and just kind of put their foot down and walk out of here with a win.
9-5 is your score in favor of Iowa State. They lead 2 sets to 1 over Cincinnati. Cincinnati forced set number 4 after an eventful set number 3. We saw the reverse sweep from the Cats in their last game at Texas Tech. They're hoping to recreate that magic here.
They are, and that game was at Lubbock, and how incredible would it be for this home fan base to watch that reverse sweep in person?
A lot of people pulling for it, but there's a lot of Iowa State fans here tonight as well who definitely are not pulling for it just to get this game over with.
Yeah, the Iowa State faithful here just want this game to be over, get out with the win.
A lot of people all over this place yelling "Go Cyclones" so they can get out of here. Teams going to come back out to the court. Matchup between Cincinnati and Iowa State. Iowa State does own the serve in the hands of Nayeli Tia. Tia, the redshirt junior from California. Tia sends it over. It's Pickering. It went for Cincinnati. Attempted hit was made by Glendenning. It's kept alive by Duckworth, though. Brandt just pushes it over for Iowa State. Glendenning had it deflected at the nets. A chance for a hit for Iowa State. They're going to roll it in. It was close. We'll see if Coach Tomich takes another look at it.
I think we're going to get that another look. I think Iowa State's just trying to hurry up here.
Looks like we will not. 10-5 is your score in favor of Iowa State. Tias serves another one across. Gillespie got down to grab that one. Nolan with the hit. That one's inbounds. That stops the dry spell for Cincinnati. Ends a 3-0 scoring run for Iowa State.
That ends the 3-0 scoring run, and Sydney Nolan now gets her 20th kill of the afternoon.
Paige Pickering steps back for Cincinnati, ready to send this one over on the service. Pickering across the net it goes. Played right at the net by Iowa State. Attempted hit. Spees sends it over and earns the point for the Bearcats.
Andy Spees, great job, able to get that point for the Bearcats. Again, they were down 5 and now on a little scoring run here. Pickering now to serve.
122 attacks so far tonight for Cincinnati. 46 of those being kills. There's another one there. Simonovic right at the net. Just pushed it over for the Bearcats. 10-8 is your score. A tight one here in set 4. Iowa State wins it, they win the whole match. Cincinnati looking to force set number 5. Kept alive there right at the net by Spees. Looking back to Glendening. She sent it over. Iowa State can keep it alive, and it's bumped over by Brandt. Come the Bearcats looking for another hit. Glendening right to her and gets the point. Carly Glendening once again, 14th kill of the night.
Carly Glendening able to get the kill, but don't discredit Iowa State there. Able to keep the play alive. The libero ran all the way back past the Cincinnati logo on the court. Keep it alive.
1 point game, 10-9, Iowa State leads right at the net. They send it over, and a great play there from the Cyclones. Quick movement by Abby Brennezer. So Brennezer is going to serve this one as well for Iowa State. She sends it across. Colliding there with Gillespie and Pickering as Nolan gets a good touch on that one. Make that Glendening. Back to Spees, right back to Glendening, and Glendening gets to the point. I'm messed up all over the place between Sydney Nolan and Carly Glendening, as Nolan's going to come back into the game.
And those two are so easy to mix up because they are just so dominant at the net and just able to kill the ball as soon as it gets in their area.
Served over by Glendening. Way too much on that one. Easy point to the Cyclones.
You know, it's only Cincinnati's 5th service error of the night.
(12-10) is your score in favor of the Cyclones. Iowa State sends it over. Dug out by Cincinnati. Sydney Nolan puts it home, though. Another point to the Bearcats. We're back to a 1 point ball game.
Sydney Nolan has been really keeping them in the match all night long. And has been doing exactly what Coach Tomich needs her to do, and that is kill the ball at the net.
Simonovic ready to send it over for Cincinnati. To the back line it goes. Quickly played by Iowa State. Cincinnati with a good dig. That was Simonovic once again. Sydney Nolan just pushes it over. Duckworth looks to finish it. Glendening made a good attempt on it, but couldn't keep it alive.
When I was sitting from this angle where you can just really see the raw power Maya Duckworth strikes the ball with. It just absolutely pummels it, and we'll get the point for the Cyclones.
Back to a 2 point ball game. Durande sends it over for Iowa State. Drive first by Pickering, and now a chance for Nolan. Good dig there. It's again by Duranda. Cincinnati blocked it right at the net. Brandt just pushes it over. And Cincinnati sets one up for Nolan. Another good dig for Iowa State. They have a hit themselves going towards the first row. Too much on that one. Cincinnati almost took out a couple people sitting courtside.
Yeah, Paige Pickering was trying to run back and make a play on it and just not able to, and it would have been very unlikely, even if she got there in time, just the amount of distance she had to cover.
Another opportunity here for Iowa State. They lead by 3. It's going to go in favor of Cincinnati, though, in the service area.
For how full of quality this Iowa State team is, they just have had the 11 service aces, or service errors, not service aces, service errors.
Complete opposite.
Tonight, and it's just been really weird to see this team ranked so high with just so many unforced errors.
Spees sent it across for Cincinnati. And it was quickly finished there. 1-2 there from Hendricks Walker. Textbook return to get the easy point. 15-12 is your score. Iowa State holds the serve. Van Gorp sends it across. Played first by Glendening. Now she's going to look to Nolan. Nolan tries to finish it. It deflects off of Van Gorp. Another point to Iowa State. (15-13) is your score in favor of Iowa State. Cincinnati with the serve. Just tipped forward right at the net for the Cyclones as they add to their lead. They lead by 3.
Yeah, Iowa State really needs to pull away with this lead they're at now. They've had a 3 to 4 point lead throughout the course of the night, and just they have not been able to find it when they need it.
Here come the Cyclones once again. Played first to Gillespie of Cincinnati. Pickering with the hit. Iowa State looks to respond. A great placed one right on the front line of Cincinnati. They had pushed their way inside, and Iowa State picked them apart.
Yeah, they did, and that just shows again, that veteran leadership and the experience on this sideline, just able to make that decision. They just are really moving faster than the Bearcats tonight.
Glendenning left side for the Bearcats. That one finds its way in. Gets it back to a 3-point game, 17-14 in favor of Iowa State. Another chance for Cincinnati on the serve. Lily Gillespie will step back to take this one. Gillespie with her right hand, knuckles one over the net. Quickly made his way back to the Bearcats. Glendenning places one perfectly. Van Gorp couldn't get to it. 2-point ball game. Cincinnati just holding on to this game, trying to hang around as much as they can. Gillespie, another good serve there, right over the net it goes. We played by Iowa State, deflects off of a Bearcat, and too long as the Bearcats can't keep it alive, back to a 3-point game in favor of the Cyclones. Here's Iowa State on the serve, leading by 3, leading 2-1. Johnson with the touch, Spees, back to Glendenning, too much on that one from Carly Glendenning. And Iowa State continues to add on points. It's gonna cause Coach Tomic to take another timeout.
Yeah, now Iowa State back in the driver's seat in this 4th set. Now leading 19-15, and they've just been in this position pretty much, it feels like, every single set. And they've got it done 2 out of the 3 times. Unfortunately, that side was not able to close it out. And you know, that coaching staff is frustrated because of that, but the Bearcats came away with the last set. They avoid the sweep and now trying to go for that reverse sweep, trailing by 4.
Attention high here in Fifth Third Arena. A long match between the two.
Cincinnati men's basketball. Join the movement today and secure your seat by visiting GoBearcats.com/tickets or by calling 1-877-CATS-TICKETS.
Very long match between the two of them.
Extremely. I mean, it has just been back and forth the whole match. No team has really pulled away.
Looking for the breakthroughs, one of the two teams. Of course, if Cincinnati was to somehow come away with this 4th set, it'd be a shortened 5th set. Luckily to most in here. As the Skyline Chili ads go all across Fifth Third Arena.
Hey, new Skyline guy?
I am. Are you?
It's all right.
All right.
I like fried chicken more.
Is that the Kentuckian and you talking?
No, I just like it better.
Just in general?
Yeah.
Skyline would never be probably my first choice for food, but it would be really good right now, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm pretty hungry. I mean,
I could go for some Skyline.
I've got a Skyline gift card sitting in the dorm room. Might have to go pick that one up.
You gotta at some point catch one that falls down in the student section at basketball games.
Yeah, see, there was
no one there. How did you not get one on Sunday?
I was sitting in the front row. They were drifting, back. I don't know what it was.
I've always wanted to catch one on the call. Quick point here for Cincinnati off of the serve. See, when we're right there, though, they're coming down right near the student section.
Yeah.
If one drifts our way, it's in play. 3-point game, 19-16 in favor of Iowa State. So it looks like we're going to get a review on that last points.
Again, Aiden, I just think it's our luck. We always get the video reviews. Never fails.
It's really interesting when you look at the stats here, specifically in the assist category. 2 players are standing out for Cincinnati. First, Andy Spees with 34 assists. When you look at Iowa State, Morgan Brandt's got 51. Completely lopsided.
Yeah, I mean, Iowa State has 61 assists, and 51 of those are Morgan Brandt.
For context on all of these, Cincinnati has 53 kills. Iowa State was 68. I'm not a math guy. Think about how much of the offense for these 2 teams are going through those 2 players.
Yeah, I mean, it is just really incredible. I mean, 51 assists. I mean,
In set number 4.
if that's not a record of some sort, I don't know what else could be.
So the call on the court stands. 19-16 is your score in favor of the Iowa State Cyclones. Here comes Cincinnati with the service. Sent across by Pickering, quickly played by Iowa State. Duckworth goes right over the Bearcats and out of bounds. Another point to Iowa State. They eclipse the 20-point mark here in set number 4. Trying their best to close this one out. Head back to Ames. Winners potentially moving up in the top 25. Another chance for Iowa State. They're sent across. Cincinnati, Glendenning right at the net. Good dig there by Iowa State. Duckworth in front. Make that Hendricks Walker with another kill. 4 points to go if you're Iowa State.
Iowa State leading by 5, only needing 4 to get to that 25-point mark.
Bearcats need another one of their big runs here. Iowa State sends it across. It's played by Pickering. Spees, Glendenning with the hit. Not enough on it. Iowa State can play it easily. Deflects off a ton of Cyclones. It's a mess by the net. They're going to say it went off of the Bearcats and give the point to Iowa State. Glendenning walks over to the referee. Want a discussion. Not quite sure what the discussion is. It's like Coach Tomich might be thinking about challenging it.
Does still have one in the back pocket.
Cincinnati breaks their huddle. A long discussion between Coach Tomich and the referee. As she's just going to head back to her bench. 22-16 is your score in favor of Iowa State. Cyclones just 3 points away from closing this match out. Sent over the net by the Cyclones. Here come the Bearcats looking to return it. A great play there from Andy Spees.
Yeah, Andy Spees just absolutely saw that play and her eyes lit up and was just able to knock it over and just drop it right in front of the Cyclones.
Here we go, 22-17. Cincinnati with the serve. Need another run like they had in the last set. First played by Duckworth. Right at the net now, it's pushed over by the Cyclones. Perfectly placed as the Bearcats dove all over the place. Couldn't get to it.
Yeah, just the experience of the Iowa State team. Just knowing where everybody is and able to control the space around them.
23-17. Iowa State. If they win this set, they win the match. Service sent over by the Cyclones. Sent back to the net by Cincinnati. Sydney Nolan with the hit. Good dig there by Van Gorp. Whistle is blown. It's going to be a violation on the Cyclones. Point goes to the Bearcats. Does that start the run they need?
Well, guess who's serving and who served the last run they had? It is Simunovic to serve.
Simonovic ready for this one. She sends it across the net. Iowa State looks to answer. Good hit there, deflects off a Bearcat. And we have match points for the Iowa State Cyclones. Opportunity to close it out for the team from Ames, Iowa. As here come the Cyclones. Durande with it at her hand. She sends it over the net. Spees. Sydney Nolan blocked by the Cyclones. Out it goes, though. Point for the Bearcats. They need another one of those runs here.
Now with, mean, again, you're trying to force that fifth set. They had the reverse sweep in Lubbock, and now can they find their way back and try to do it again?
It's the exact score it was last time, when Cincinnati went on a 6-0 run. Iowa State looks to finish it, and they will. Off of Lily Gillespie it goes, and Iowa State will leave Cincinnati with the win.
The Bearcats just a little too much too late, not able to really come out on top. And it was a great match all around. Again, you lose a lot of close sets, 25-20, 26-24. The Bearcats get that third one, 25-23, and then now here in the fourth and final set, 25-19 against a really talented Iowa State team, the 22nd best team in the country, are able to come into Cincinnati and get the win. For the Cyclones, they take on West Virginia. They'll be in Morgantown for that one. And for the Bearcats, they are home on November 21st against the 21st best team in the country, the Colorado Buffaloes, for Senior Day.
So a big matchup on Friday night here. That will be the last home match of the season. As to quote Joe Brackman, they will say sayonara to volleyball for this year. But with that, Iowa State picks up the 3-1 victory over Cincinnati here at Fifth Third Arena. For Matthew Lynn, my name is Aidan Riggs. We thank you for listening here on Bearcat Sports Radio.